Well, this is a terrible video game adaptation. The Fall Guys, starring Ryan Gosling, Emily Blunt, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Winston Duke, and more, is about a stuntman fresh off an almost career-ending accident. He has to track down the misleading movie star and solve a conspiracy and try to win back the love of his life while still doing his day job. The first time I saw the trailers for this movie, I was really excited. It just looked like a very fun time. It looked like it was going to be a love letter to filmmaking, and it was one of my most anticipated movies coming in to 2024, and I am happy to report that this movie did not disappoint whatsoever. It was fantastic. I could not get a smile off my face the entire movie. Ryan Gosling, Emily Blunt are fantastic in this movie. They just have so much chemistry together. And this movie is truly just beautiful in so many different ways, as it's just a love letter to filmmaking, and specifically to the stuntmen and everybody that is part of stunts. You can tell that David Leitch, the director of this movie, who's a former stuntman himself, let the love that he has for stunt making just seep through the camera. You can just tell and just feel every single stunt in every single scene of this movie. You can just feel the love and care and passion behind stunt making that everybody on the cast and crew of this movie had. It's truly one of the most unique experiences that I've had in a theater, where you can just tell and feel everything about the movie. Mainly that's because this movie is about them making a movie, and it's meta and it's really unique in that sense. So you get that feeling because it is them making a movie, but it's stuntmen making a movie. So it makes for, again, one of the most unique, but just one of my favorite theater experiences that I've ever had. Like I mentioned it before, but I literally could not get a smile off my face in this movie. Every single scene, I had a grin. I was laughing. It was just a really, really, really fun, good, beautiful, very emotional movie. The third act specifically is just so good, and it makes you feel so many things. Specifically in the third act, when it's a lot of the director versus the producer, and it feels like David Leitch and a bunch of cast and crew members are really fighting against the studios, fighting against the movie industry, and are just trying to make something that they love, and how it interconnects with the actual messages of what they're trying to get across about the unsung heroes of these movies and the stuntmen and just everybody, the cast and crew, the actual people that are able to get the movies made. Just seeing all of that go down and how interconnected it is with the actual narrative of the movie and the messages that this movie is trying to get across. It was just so well done, and it just made for one of my favorite theater experiences that I've ever had. Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt's chemistry throughout this entire movie is so good. You're rooting for them to get back together. You're rooting for everything for them to just work out. You want them to be safe. The stakes are really high, and they're characters that you really care about. The only thing that really didn't work too much for me is how convoluted the plot was in the first half of the movie, and how complicated they made getting Tom Ryder, the main lead actor, how they get Ryan Gosling's character, how they get him around in all these set pieces that they do. It is a little bit confusing and convoluted as to how he's actually getting to the lead actor, but they're kind of self-aware of it, and they make a joke about it later in the movie, and it works. But that doesn't change the fact that it was convoluted and a little bit confusing. So that's probably my biggest complaint with it. Besides that, the only other minor complaint that I had is that some of the henchmen of the lead actor, they were looking for the stunt coordinator, Winston Duke's character. They kept asking where he was in the third act once they showed up to set, and then they just kind of forget about him, and he's just able to walk around like it's nothing, and he's just going around, and he's part of the big final third act. But that's, again, it's a very, very, very minor it didn't take anything away from the movie, and some people have said that this movie's too long. I wholeheartedly disagree, because it, like, every single scene, it just works. Like, I honestly wish that this movie was a little bit longer, because I was just having so much fun. It was just a complete blast, and I was so encapsulated, and it this movie just puts you in a so much better mood than you could have been going into it. Something else that I want to mention is the credits. The opening credits for this movie are so cool and so well done. Specifically, that one shot that they do at the beginning of the movie, it really sets the tone and sets the pace for what you're getting into. And it's just so well done, and it sets the pace perfectly. And then with the ending credits, I love the end credits so much. You have to stay for it. There were people who were leaving our theater and were like, did you watch the movie at all? Because it's about the love of stunt making, and the end credits are literally them showing you how they pulled off the stunts. It's so cool, and they did the credits in such a unique way where all the stunt people and all the people responsible for stunts, they were put at the very top of the credits. They were the first people that you saw, and that was fantastic. So I'd give The Fall Guy a solid 4.5 out of 5 stars. Make sure to follow me over on Letterboxd. Links for all that down in the description below. Link to follow us over on Twitter's down there as well. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Let me know what you thought of The Fall Guy down in the comments below, and we will see you in the next movie review.